Good morning, everybody. I'm so excited that you are back this week for our CDL test prep sessions. And so I have a professional driver who has been in the space and in the business for a long time to meet, for you to meet today. His name is Ronnie Mahan, and Ronnie is actually going to introduce himself. And so we're going to take about 20 minutes just for you to learn from him as a professional driver about the career of driving a truck. So, Ronnie, take it away.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Ronnie Mahan. I'm from Sherwood, Arkansas. I've been in the trucking industry 22 years now. I got my start in the trucking industry through Coca-Cola. I was a merchandiser working in the grocery stores filling shelves right out of high school. And a few years in, while working at Coke, I had an opportunity to get my CDL. They taught me how to drive a truck at Coca-Cola. And over 20 years later, now I'm working with FedEx Freight. Been with them going on 10 years now. It's a great opportunity. The trucking industry is amazing. I mean, it's provided me and my family so many things, so many great opportunities. Uh, in January, I interviewed in Washington, D.C. for America's Road Team. I was a finalist. For that, I was one of 35 drivers in the United States out of 3,000 that submitted an application. I didn't make it this year, but a lot of times for that, it takes 2 years, two different times to make it. So a little bit about the trucking industry that I love. I mean, it's you're your own boss while you're on the road. You're in control of your truck. You got to be in control of your emotions. You're on the road. You're around families. You got to protect yourself and families around you. So it's a very rewarding job. You get to meet new people, go lots of places, even if you're just a local driver like I was at Coca-Cola. I delivered most of the state of Arkansas, made lots of friends throughout the state. And then when I had the opportunity to move to FedEx, it was amazing. The people I met, the places I went, the things that FedEx has let me do inside the trucking industry, going to Las Vegas to see new trucks and equipment that we was getting, traveling around to other centers, talking to other drivers about safety. As a member of Arkansas's road team, I was in Gentry here last month, me and a fellow road captain, and we brought the simulator and talked to some of the students. And it was a great time. We told them, if you're starting to want to get your CDL, now is the time to focus on keeping your driving record clean. Don't get no speeding tickets. Don't do nothing to compromise your chances of getting a CDL. Stay fit. Keep your mind open, and prepare for the exams. They're not real hard. If you read the books and study, you'll pass them. And my thing is, if you're going to get a CDL, get all the endorsements you can. Get doubles, triples, tankers. It doesn't matter if you may not even use them, but you have them on your CDL. When you first get it, it leads you to more opportunities. You can drive a gas truck or any of the LTL companies. You have to have all of them anyway. So if you want to work for FedEx, Old Dominion, ABF, SIA, you got to have all your endorsements. So I encourage you to get all your endorsements, study for them all. Swing for the fences when you go for it. And then it doesn't matter where you get your foot in. Just get your foot in the trucking industry. It may be a small 1 or 2 truck operation. Get the experience. The more experience you have, then you can go to other companies like FedEx, Walmart. I mean, the roads are endless. I mean, like if you want to be a lineman, you have to have a CDL to drive the trucks because of the weight of the trucks. Or if you want to drive a dump truck, there's many trucks. It takes all of them to make America run. We all work hand in hand. But some of the downsides to the trucking industry is your hours. Like me, I was working days. Now I'm back working nights. I go to Shreveport, Louisiana, and I have to work the dock, and then I come back to Little Rock every night. So your times that you work change. You may be days, you may be nights. You're away from your family. You're away from your friends. But on the other side is the rewarding side of that is you're making a great career for yourself with endless opportunities. And for myself, in the next 5 to 10 years, I see myself getting out of a truck and going into the safety side of the business with FedEx or another company. Being over the drivers, being over the safety, make sure they have all their CDLs, endorsements, make sure they have their physicals. So besides just being a truck driver, you can go into like safety, you can go into management, logistics, a technician. I mean, or even if you right now, like say up in Northwest Arkansas, you can go to like FedEx or some of the other companies and work on the dock right out of high school. Get your foot in the door with one of the LTL companies. Then FedEx, they have driver programs where they train you how to drive at FedEx. Walmart does too. So there's many opportunities to get into the industry, and I love the industry. It's provided me a lot, and I've made a lot of friends.
Hey, Ronnie, talk a little bit. I get this sense when I talk to drivers that there's kind of and I know there are plenty of women involved, but a brotherhood is, I'm going to use that term, a brotherhood, kind of almost like a family atmosphere amongst the drivers, especially when you're over the road and you're in a routine and other guys or other drivers that are in the same routine, and you kind of run into a lot of the same people, and developing that sort of brotherhood slash fraternity, friendships, almost family on the road. Talk a little bit about that.
Yes, you do. I mean, it is a brotherhood. Even there is a lot of women in truck, and I know at FedEx we have a lot of ladies that drive. So I encourage, if there's a young female out there want to drive, I encourage you, get in the trucking industry. It doesn't matter. Don't think you're too small or too, don't say I'm too cute to be a truck driver. You can be a cute truck driver. It don't matter. You can be the smallest person in the world, but you can still drive that big truck. Don't be scared.
Yeah.
But it's like a fraternity. I mean, I drive nights now, so a lot of times me and some of the other road captains, we're all working the same time. We'll just be on the call, be 4 or 5 of us just talking, having a good time, laughing, talking about things we've seen during the night or where we're going that night. And it becomes you make a lot of friends when you do this. Even with other companies, it's not even about the people you work with. It's about all the people you meet at truck stops. And then if you compete, like in Arkansas, we have the state truck driving championships. And up there, you got to have a safe driver record, no blemishes, no wrecks. So it's the best of the best up there. And you're competing against each other, but then you start becoming friends with each other. So it's a fraternity. You make a lot of friends in different places.
Talk a little bit about how you and your family have maneuvered the balance of you being, on the road, and at different seasons, I'm sure you were on the road more and maybe not home every morning in this case, I suppose, but talk about how you balanced that along the way.
Well, luckily me and my wife, we're going on 24 years of being married. So it's a compromise. I mean, there's my schedule. I make the most money in the family. So she knows if I have to work nights, I'll work nights. If I work days, I work days. But one of us has almost always worked nights, the one work days. Right now, it's the first time that really both of us have worked nights. And actually, we've had more time to do things together right now than we have. Usually, it's just the weekends. So it's a compromise you have to make. It's an understanding that, hey, I'm leaving, but I'll be home. Luckily, I have a job where I'm home every day. But some of the companies, if you work for like McKee, you work for Walmart or some of the other over the road trucking companies, you may be gone 3, 4 days before you come back home. So you have to be able to say, hey, this is what I want to do. This is what it's going to cost us. But in the long run, it's going to be rewarding and pay off greatly for you. You just have to work through the issues that come up as you do it.
Yeah, there are only a handful of careers where you can do a short-term training and get into a career that can pay you more than, a lot of college degree type careers. And depending on how you work it and who you work for, you can really do well. So it's pretty rare in our day. I mean, there are lots of jobs you can make good money at with short-term training or on the job training, but but this happens to be one of the ones that is very much that way. It's kind of a long haul to get there, though. Talk about the first years. What's your advice to the young people that are going into this? Let's say they're 18 years old, they're going to get their CDL, they're going to need to drive within the state of Arkansas, not going to be able to go across state lines. What's your advice for them for this 3-year time period while they're waiting to turn 21? And they're kind of getting to that place where they can go over the road and where the good money is at, if we're honest, or, in freight where the good money is at, those kinds of things. What's your advice to them for this next 3 to 4 years while they're building that experience?
My advice is just be patient. I mean, even with me, I've been at FedEx 10 years. I have to be patient. Like, you get the itch, I want to be on days, I want to be on days. But I'm on nights right now. I've been there 10 years. I'm in the middle of the seniority level. And I still have to work nights sometimes if I want to make good money for my family. So you have to be patient. You have to just remember when you start out, you're on the bottom. It's going to be hard. It's going to be rough. When I went to FedEx, I left Coke after working 15 years, had 5 weeks vacation, had my own truck. I mean, I was the senior driver. I mean, anything I wanted, I got at Coke. I go to FedEx and it's like, oh, you're gonna work the dock, come in at this time of night, no, go home, come back in tomorrow. It's like, I was thinking, did I make a mistake? I mean, I sat down with my center manager and said, I don't know if this is for me. And he told me, he said, look, the first year is gonna be rough. He said, I'm not gonna lie. He said, you're gonna want to quit. He said, stick in, just tough it out. And I'm glad I did because now 10 years later, I'm getting opportunities to do this. I'm getting opportunities to go places and meet people and help educate the community about truck and being safe around truck. And so you just have to be patient. And if you have to take a job, just driving a dump truck or maybe just even helping work on trucks. If you know somebody, their dad has 4 trucks, hey, can I come over and, help work on them, see what's going on? Just be around the trucks, stay around the trucks. If you get a chance to drive one, just do what you can until that time comes. And then know when you go to a company, you're starting all over at the bottom again. So be patient with it and just know that you have to put your time in. And once you start putting your time in, things start coming to you. Money starts getting better, opportunities get better. It's a process, it's rough, but I just say be patient. That's the main thing.
That's great advice. Great advice. I know, when I was young and I was 18, 19 years old, I just wanted to do it all right now, but I had to work through the process, and that's part of it. And so we talk about kids about their education plan to try to develop a 4-year education plan. And it sounds like what I'm hearing from you is go drive the dump truck, go drive the concrete truck, go drive the Coke truck, go drive the feed truck, whatever you can get behind the wheel of, gain that experience and grow and learn in that spot. And then the opportunities will come. I think half of life really, success is really about showing up every day and giving your best. If you do those things, you do those 2 things, you're going to be okay. Whatever job you decide to do, show up every day, give it your best while you're there. Things are going to work out well, wouldn't you say?
Yes, and something else I just thought of is like a lot of companies, they have hostlers or yard jockeys, yard dogs, the guys that move the trailers around on the yard. Get a job with one of them companies, go out and be a hostler. That gives you experience moving trailers, backing up. It's experience. It may just be inside of an area where you work at, but it's still experience.
Very good. Well, I think we like to keep these fairly short just so that we can get on with the actual training and the actual practice rounds that we're doing with our team to get that CDL taken. I think if I heard you correctly, you say go ahead and get all of the endorsements that you can on the front end. So that's good advice, and we'll talk through that with the guys as we go into tomorrow's session. And then just work hard and take your time, be patient, take care of other people, make sure that you're watching out for safety first.
Yes.
Those are the things I heard that were most important today.
Yes, ma'am.
Ronnie, thank you so much for your time. I really, really appreciate it. It's been a blessing to visit with you, and I think you're gonna really help our kids to just gain one more, bit of knowledge about their future. So thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
All right. Thank you.
Okay. And we will talk to you later. I bet I'll see you at one of our schools before too long.
Yes, ma'am.
Bye-bye.
Uh-huh.